too.
Hey guys, hey, this is Rhea and I'm with
Dominique Lovings.
And this is Womanology. So we have a special guest. We have met second time in person because we kind of met. I think it was over Christmas when you were here.
Yeah, but we was in real life before
I
that.
don't think so.
So I just did your podcast before. Was it virtually? Or
It was virtually.
Oh, I thought we met in real life before that. Okay. Well, hello. It's nice to see you in
Hey
real
girl,
life
hey.
again.
Hey girl, hey. So this is Don. She's going to join us and we're going to have a little women chat. You know, we're going to talk to y'all ladies and we're going to really spit some game. But, you know, first we start off with an icebreaker. And what is your emoji for today?
That's my face. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I would say my emoji for real for today is, because I'm always smiling, so I'm gonna do. That's the one. It's like a lot of sarcasm, a little sarcasm, but like no, for a real smile. That's what I would say. A real
Okay,
smile.
so happy.
Yeah.
I'm excited, but I'm also like the dancing emoji. Like I'm excited. Today's been a really good day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm chilling.
Actually, my Chinese food fell on the floor.
Oh,
so yeah.
So what's that? The oop one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I said, God damn it. And my mom was like, don't you say that. And I'm like, I didn't say G-O-D.
I said got.
And she said, don't say it at all. I'm like, I said, girl, my food is on the floor. What do you want me to do? Like,
Yeah, and plus it's Chinese St. Louis rice, so.
Actually, it was my duck and noodle, so I was really upset.
I would have been upset too.
Yeah.
That would have made me mad.
Girl,
Because you don't even live here. So.
I don't live here. I don't get it all the time. So that's fine. I'm going to go again, and I'm going to take some back to Los Angeles.
That would be good. So,
Yeah.
okay. So that's your emoji, but I also do the icebreakers. What are you listening to?
Oh, that's a good question. What am I listening to right now?
What are you listening to? What that playlist look like?
Okay, so today on the way over, there's a British girl group called Flow that I listen to, and then there is this girl. Well, also Coco Jones is on this playlist because there's a Flow mix. Spotify creates the mix for you, and then I think it's El Mine. Am I saying it right, D? El Mine. Yeah, El Mine.
Okay, so y'all don't have to share that with me.
Yeah, El Mine. Light work.
El Mine is shit.
Yes,
y'all don't have to share that with me.
Yes, and then
don't look at how he looks.
Don't look. Okay, I'm
You gotta look at how he sings.
Okay,
so throw you off.
Y'all don't have to share it with me. I'm not about to look at it now.
Yes, and then whom else am I listening to on that playlist? Oh my gosh, still Kehlani. Kehlani has this song.
I'm not a Kehlani fan either, but I'm gonna let you cook.
Okay, what Kehlani do to y'all? Like, she has this song with Lucky Day on her latest Iconic mixtape project called like When He's Not There. And I have the video concept. I think I'm gonna have to make videos in this time off of work.
This him right here, man. El Mine, this him right here.
Okay.
And he's fire.
So
But he's
Not
fire.
fire. No, I'm talking fire.
Okay, so y'all don't have to send me like a
No,
song.
like I'm talking
like
fire.
a song that's
Like
on y'all
yeah,
playlist.
his stuff, like it. I don't even know if he like sometimes like he's got a song about like if British people were immigrating to Britain, made me cry, and I ain't even British.
Oh, okay.
It's about immigration. It made me cry.
Oh, and shout out to Leon Thomas. Leon Thomas dropped the Mud Deluxe Edition.
Oh, yeah.
Mud Heel. Oh my God, Leon Thomas.
I did not hear that. I did not hear that, but I did hear that he dropped that remix.
I don't want to go ahead. I love unattractive R&B people coming up, or not. I won't say unattractive, just not normally attractive R&B.
So like a
His actual talent is
yes,
your actual talent. Yeah, conventionally attractive.
Yeah.
Then your actual singing can act. Because back in the day, everybody wasn't attractive. It was if you could sing, you could sing.
Yeah, no, that's true. But I would say Leon Thomas has a song called Yes It Is that is in rotation.
Okay.
That is definitely probably my top Spotify play song of the year so far. And then there's like other songs on this deluxe edition that are just, it's just live. He got songs like Big Sean, Ty Dolla $ign. So yeah, that is my quick playlist right there. And of course, Beyonce is always going to be there.
Beyonce is on my playlist too. Mariah the Scientist, Burning Blue.
Okay.
So Lil Wayne, I'm still trying to listen to the new album. I love Lil Wayne, but I'm gonna be honest, it ain't doing nothing for me. But I like Lil Wayne, so I'm gonna try to give it a little bit more.
Okay.
But no.
Okay.
First impression, no. I don't like it. Like, I don't like it at all.
Y'all, all the comments that I'm seeing surrounding that, like, I'm not a huge, like, rap girly. And so, but if someone is saying something or telling me,
no, I don't like it.
And everything, I'm like, there's nothing that's appealing that I see so far. So,
nope, I don't like it.
Okay.
So I've been listening to the old Wayne stuff, so I kind of, that's just,
like, this will do.
This will do.
Yeah.
So Beyonce, Mariah the Scientist, particularly Burning Blue, that song.
Woo.
I love that song. And she slapped when she wrote that song. So, yeah.
Okay.
And, I said Beyonce. But I want to say, it's somebody else that I'm forgetting, and it's probably going to come to me.
Probably like Coco Jones, because I love her too.
I like Coco Jones, but she's not really in my playlist right now.
Okay.
She's not, like, currently, in rotation.
Okay.
It's going to come to me. It's going to come to me, like, in the middle of us talking.
Okay.
I bet. So, Womanology listeners, so we have been having a conversation, and we've been talking about women and basically the dating aspect. And we've been talking about, like, what's up, what's the deal? Because we hear all the time that it's piss in the pool, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if it's piss in the pool. I don't know. I guess because I'm positive. I'm a positive thinker, so I don't want to think like it's piss and it's species in the pool, particularly because, y'all here, I kind of participated in toxicity at one point in time, so.
Oh, you're a Capricorn, absolutely. Absolutely.
Is it about money? Yes. Is it about relationships where we suck? We do suck at those. But we're getting better.
Yeah.
But we can make $1. Several.
Oh my gosh. So we were talking offline with the great Daryl the Great about what dating is like. Mm-hmm. And I think from state to state, we're all seeing different but similar things that are happening to us. And I think that we're finding, like, I believe, like, I'm finding out that a lot of people I thought were still married are not married anymore.
Oh, when I say that I did not know a lot of people have gotten a divorce or separated.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, I'm shocked too.
I was like, oh, what's going on? But also, I'm like a person, I'm 38. I don't believe that people should get married in their 20s, have kids in their 20s for real. That's me, though. Because I think there's so much life to experience and live, and
if that person isn't necessarily growing with you in your 20s, then you all can really grow separately once you get that 30, 31, 32 mark. Y'all can literally grow separately.
But I was, mentioning to you that, like, women and men have to be real about themselves, about who they are, how they're showing up, and is that something that you are really open to? Because you can say all day, oh, I want to date, I want to date. Do you really want to date? Do you really want to do these things?
This just brought to my mind. So I was looking at B. Simone's podcast with this dating coach. Her name is. I don't like B. Simone that much, but
now why are you wearing the shorts to that church like that, young lady?
Girl, and that Frank tie suit.
I was like, girl, I know the Lord said come as you are, but put some pants on.
Yeah, I think she was trying to go for something, but it didn't land. It's okay, babe. It's all right. But so yeah. She had Spicy Mari on there as a dating coach.
Okay.
And so they were literally having a one-on-one talk. And this goes back to what you were saying. Do you want to date or don't you? Because Spicy was telling her, do you want to date or don't you? Because I seen you, because she's a dating coach. She's a dating person. So she's like, I seen you men. I seen you where to go. And you just leave them. Like, you don't do nothing. You don't go out to places. Yeah. You don't say, let's go out to places. It's just like, do you want it or don't you?
Yeah. So that's something that women have to really be real about. And I think that certain things or we get caught up in the allure of traditional dating. And I will say that a lot of the relationships, the long-term relationships that I've been in, I have initiated them. Like, I have initiated contact with them. And so I think that's one thing, is just getting out your comfort zone. And if you see a guy that's attractive and he might be giving you the eye, go over and say what's up. And so it's like, okay, that's step one. That's like the icebreaker. And I'm silly, so I'm gonna say something like goofy. And even if I'm not interested in the guy, I might say something perky. Like I remember it was one summer we went to town for drinks.
I'm gonna tell y'all what to say. Let's go ahead.
She'll tell you. But the air went out. Town was still open. It was the summertime in LA. It is hot. This guy had this hoodie on. So we're at the bar, and I'm just like, hey, I know you hot. Your forehead a little shiny or something, you know. And he just busted out laughing, and we just started talking. And it wasn't like I was trying to date him or anything, or he was interested in me. And we talked for a while, and then it was just that. And sometimes this is not going to turn into anything, but it's just like, you know, you just never know. Just sparking that conversation up with somebody, what could happen. Mm-hmm. So I think that's one of the things that that women should do sometimes. And you know, and I told you I'm a big advocate for going to spaces where I know the men are going to be.
That's true.
So yeah, you might not like sports. You might like, you know, art and things like that. And that's not to say that
niggas ain't gonna be in no art museum. Yet.
They're not gonna be
true.
Hold on. I'm like, but I'm not saying that it's not true, but the more so, like, what I've seen men in the art museum, like, especially out here, they're on dates.
They're on dates. Yes.
They're definitely on dates.
And they're on dates.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So, this is what I would have done, and it worked. It worked so well, like, so, okay. So, if someone is at the bar, and you see someone, and you want to approach, but you want to make it seem like they approached you first, you go in, you bump, oops, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. And 9 times out of 10, they'll say it's okay, and that's how you start a conversation. It's really simple like that. For some reason, men like klutz. I don't know why they think it's cute when women are klutz, but they like it.
I think I'm a little too clumsy and where it comes anyway. So don't because I've even spilled the whole drink or something. I'm sorry.
I know you gotta do like a little.
Yeah. I'm probably a little too aggressive for that. It would have been an elbow. He's really like, dang. I'm like, no, for real, my bad. I really was not trying to do that.
Like the whole drink. So now I'm gonna spend the whole bar.
Yeah,
spill the whole bar all over.
But I would say this. I think that, like, on top of that, like I said, it's stepping out of your comfort zone. So, like I tell people all the time, if you want to see different men, different women, you cannot frequent the same places that you typically do. So, you know, like here, I think one of the places that people go to is with that spot called Sasha's. So if you're going every week, I know I've been there on my last few trips and I've been
about the Palomino.
Well, yeah.
I don't go out, so I don't know.
Yeah, I try to go out. But like Daryl said, like I had never been to the Palomino. You didn't want to be saying anything about it because you didn't want me to blow your spot up.
Maybe we went to the Palomino that one time, remember?
Yeah, I think you went on
Chloe.
Yeah. So like hitting up bars and things by yourself. So and in certain districts, so like if you know that there's a financial district or like somewhere downtown or like Clayton, places like that, and I don't know where these places could be, like in your city, where, you know, there are working men, and they'll go to a happy hour. I've met like many men like that, you know, and honestly, I've met men walking down the street. Like I was going to Rite Aid or whatever, but it's just being just out and about.
You have to be out and about.
You have to be out and about because you're not gonna, and I'm not saying that it's not possible to meet men on dating apps. I'm going to say it's going to be a little more of a headache because you have to, like, so you're going to have to kiss a lot of frogs. And not saying, and you're going to kiss a lot of frogs just in general.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's a little extra tadpole-ish.
So tell me more about, no, for real. So, okay. So tell me more about the dating app aspect because some people really be having success on dating apps. I am not a dating app person, so I don't know about the success that people have. But it's like people that I know that have found their husbands, their forever partners, and like it's working for them. So I guess that's for your introverts, because sometimes, it's hard for someone who is like closed. I won't say closed-minded, but is private and personal and introverted and has a low social battery to go out to different places.
Oh snap! Hold on. Breaking news, man. Damn. Hold on. Dude, Ananda Lewis just died.
Who?
Ananda.
Oh, she had breast cancer. She had breast cancer.
She just died.
She did.
She just died.
Yeah, that's sad.
I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Hey, it's breaking news. Breaking news.
Dang. Okay.
Damn.
Take a minute for Ananda, because like I would have never expected that.
Ananda Lewis is one of the first people that also made me like want to do like hosting and things like that. Cause she's so black. Cause we see like a lot of people that look like us.
I mean, MTV.
Yeah, especially like on MTV. So I mean, she's a pioneer in the movement, and rest in peace, girl. You will definitely be missed.
Please rest in peace. And then also, ladies, please get your bodies checked. Ananda died from breast cancer, and she stated before that she was trying to do natural remedies and not going through the chemo. She did not take the doctor's advice. And in the later stages, she said she wished she could, but it was too late.
Mm-hmm.
So please, ladies, please take care of yourself. Please. And she is a pioneer, like seeing a black girl on a white station.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Rest in peace, girl.
Rest in peace. She was hella dope.
Okay, so I would say as far as people, I definitely understand that people have different.
Yeah, like a low social battery.
Yeah, low social battery, or like, kind of awkward, different things like that, and finding that comfort, in dating, in dating apps, because it doesn't require too much outside of you uploading whatever information. I challenge people to step outside of their comfort zones a lot to put them, because you're still going to have to meet that person in real life. And dating, that first date sometimes can just kind of be awkward a little bit because you're like nervous, and it's mainly nerves. Like, I don't want to say anything. For me, I'm like, I don't want to trip. Don't drop your fork, girl. So things like that, but it's just like, I understand that it is a barrier, but it's like, it's a little bit of a crutch. And I remember trying to do online dating, especially when I first moved to LA. But I found comfort in my confidence. And I know everybody, we're all not built the same.
What can we do to help build the confidence? Because that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a lot of times the reason why people choose online dating or the dating apps, it has a confidence thing. Like,
yeah, I think it gives sometimes, I think there's a comfort level that's there, for men and women, where they, like you said, if they're not going out, they're not doing all these different things and mingling with people.
That's true.
Where they can be seen. And that's what it's about, like wanting to feel seen, right? So it's like, depending on your budget or whatever, it's like pouring that back into yourself. And sometimes it's just not even about that. It's just, are you a decent human being? And I know that's easier said than done. I know somebody's going to say, oh, well, this and that, because I always get told that I get pretty privileged. And I'm like, I don't think that's necessarily true. I was like,
you get pretty privileged.
No, but I'll be cracking jokes. I crack the jokes on myself. But you know what?
As your elder, because I'm
girl.
As your elder, because I'm a little older. You do get pretty privileged. But the thing is with pretty privilege is that it's not just like, oh, you can be yourself, you can crack jokes. It's you're allowed to do that. See, other women who do not have pretty privilege or as much pretty privilege as you, they may walk up to a nigga and be like, you know, start cracking a joke or do my clumsy routine, and he may be like, no, or something like that. So that's what they mean by the pretty privilege. It's not necessarily like, you know, you're here so everybody flocks to you. It's those little things that you can get away with.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair to say. But I'll say this. I think that for the most part, I think it is, and I have heard success about dating apps. I just know my experience in those 24 hours. I never last longer than 24 hours because people are just weird. Like, so when we talk about people being uncomfortable and weird in real life, oh my God, on the internet, it is just weird.
People are hella weird on the internet.
And I'm like, you just can't say, hello, how are you?
Like, they want to come up with the most ridiculous line.
And I'm like, so now I'm leaving you on red, or I'm like, I don't know what to do with this.
And then when it's too much, I just block people.
Yeah, and I'm like, so now here we go with that. So you know what I mean? So I think people just have to be mindful of that in general. And if you have let's say maybe you are a little like more reserved, you're shy. If you had a homeboy and you know he kind of
out there, well not out there, but
but you know what I mean, like more extroverted than you. Ask him for the game, like some tips or whatever, as far as dating and how to interact. Because you might not even be a bad looking guy.
So I just thought about something. Sometimes your homeboys though, they be self-sabotaging you because even though they're in a relationship, they don't want you to be happy in a relationship.
That could be true. But if you have, well, first of all, let's stay there. If you have somebody that is doing that and you see that
and sometimes you don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, you need to, we have to use discernment.
That's true. And
men have to use discernment too. So do women, and X people out. But I would say, I don't see anything wrong with like connecting with your friends and getting advice. Because I'm a girl that's like, I hear y'all having a hard time dating in St. Louis. Let's go here. Let's go do this. Like we were talking about Top Golf.
Exactly.
Maybe we need to go to a baseball game or a soccer game.
That's true.
I have no interest in any of those sports.
But I would go.
I told you, I meet men every time I go to a basketball game. Me and my girlfriends, we'll get like good seeds and all this stuff and have the time of our lives. And sometimes they probably think we date the ball players, but we not. And you just never know. I remember I went to a Clipper game one time and we had good seats and we were sharing for like other teams. I ended up meeting an architect there and dating him for a while after that. So it just depends. And it's just like I said, being yourself. And I think that, like I said, we're used to certain traditional values and women, we want that. But it's certain areas we have to let that go. Because are you going to keep thinking about this guy that you've seen all night, hoping that you run into him somewhere else in St. Louis? And St. Louis is a small city.
It is.
But there's that possibility you may never see this guy again. He could
if you don't put yourself in that position.
I am Dom with the Uncaped Mama podcast. What can you expect on the Uncaped Mama podcast? Well, one, you can expect me talking about all types of topics related to motherhood and parenting. So things like, things I've already talked about here, right, are going through loss and experiencing loss and rebuilding your relationship with yourself. I've talked about child support and all the issues surrounding that. I'll talk about money and finances. I've talked about self-care for parents. I will have myself, I'll have guests, I will have funny and light topics and also some more serious topics. My goal here is for moms to take their capes off. Be okay with the good, bad, and the in-between that comes with motherhood, and to be able to shape your journey the way that works best for you and your children. You are unique. You are different. There's lots of advice out there and a lot of information you can process. And my goal is for you to determine what works best for you. So that is the purpose of the Uncaped Mama podcast. That is what you will see here. Make sure to like, subscribe, listen, follow, engage with me. I would love to connect with you, and I'll see you on the next one.
See, the problem is that you have to make yourself visible.
Yes.
He cannot
and available.
Visible and available. If he don't know you swooning after him, if he don't see you.
Yep.
If he does not see you, men need to see you So they can see that you're swooning off him. But you can't, like you said, like, oh, okay, I saw him one night and I wish he could be my husband, or I wish we'll be together, and you don't do nothing about it.
I think about this weird interaction often, and it's been more so recent because I'm like, what was that? And I used to, when I worked at Saks back in the day, and I was in this, like, they have like little boutiques within the shop. So I was talking to my girlfriend in Prada. Mm-hmm. And whatever it was, this guy came in. It was like a group of guys. But I had this weird energy connection with one of the guys in the group.
Okay.
I don't know him from Adam. I had never seen him in my life before.
Okay.
And my friend, he asked us where was men's. So in LA, they have a men's building. So we're like, oh, it's just across the street. There's a men's building. So my girlfriend turns to me like, do you know him? But we were just staring at each other. And I'm like, I don't know this person. I don't know who it is. But it was like,
that attraction.
It was weird. I'm like, and maybe he knew me in another life. I don't know.
And that pool, did you all start talking? Did you at least start talking to him?
So it gets crazy.
Okay.
So I go.
Because I would have hoped you at least said something.
Yeah. So I call my homegirl that's in the building, and I'm like, hey, is there a guy over there? He's like maybe lighter skin, maybe like lighter brown, and he has on like a jogger suit, and it's like white and black or something. She's like, I think this is the guy you're talking about, but it's like black and white. And I go over there, so I'm talking to her, and it happens again, and everybody on the floor is like, how do you know this guy? Who is this guy? And I'm like, I don't know.
Okay.
And we never said anything to each other, and it was weird, and I never saw him again. And this day I just was like, who was that? Like,
why didn't you say
I don't know. And then he's like, and I don't know. And I think it was something I did, but and maybe in my mind I was like, maybe he's married or something. And we shared this moment in time, and that's it. And like I said, that's one of the things that happened, and I just kicked myself. Like now, it's like, who was that guy years later? And low-key, I think it turned out to be this one basketball player, but
so
I didn't say a word.
Why didn't you wave?
I waved, and it was just like, but we were locked. It was fixed. It was weird, and I had never really experienced anything like that in my life, like. Ever again. And I will say this, I remember the guy I'm dating now. Mm-hmm. And I say it was similar. Because he walked into, I was at a house party. Mm-hmm. And he walked in, and it was like, who is this man? Like he's really beautiful, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, I kind of took my breath away a little bit. That's how I described the moment. Aww. But I was like, yeah. But so I think it's one of those things, because I'm thinking he's going to say something to me, and he's probably thinking she's going to say something to me, and then it never happens. So that's why I'm like stepping outside of what you know, because you just never know what or who could develop from that.
So you brought up a point earlier when we were speaking off camera, and you said sometimes you have to go up to the guy. Mm-hmm. And I feel like if you would have just been more assertive, girl, you could have been married by now with your ball player.
Yeah, I probably could have. But God didn't have that in the cards. And I think about stuff like that, like, okay, if this would have been different or whatever in life. And, but it happened, and it was a moment, and it was just crazy because it was just a crazy moment. And I remember, because like my other homegirl in the men's building, she worked at Ferguson, and it was like a man and this other girl, like at Ferguson, they were like seeing it happen, and they were like, what just happened? Like it was crazy. But I think that it's one of those things where understanding you miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
That's right. See, we were talking about that when we need to start coming up to these men, and it's like, okay, so I've been doing a little research. Okay. What I mean by a little research,
your shoes are cute.
Thanks. So I've been doing a little research, and what I mean by that is just like listening to some of these podcasts, these old women. Well, I want to say old women because some of them are like 50, and I ain't really old.
Yeah, like more mature.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. So listen to these more mature women, and even do you watch the show It's on Hulu. It's a black girl. It's gonna come to me. But anyway, how they made the first move with their now husband. So they literally, they didn't like, like take him out to dinner or nothing like that. But they were
they initiated contract.
They initiated the first conversation.
Yeah.
And so it's a lot of course, the bump into, but it's also like going up to people and being like, hey, you look handsome today.
Yeah.
Like literally, that happened with the one show I can't think about. I think it's on Hulu. She a lawyer.
What, Reasonable Doubt?
Reasonable Doubt. Yes, that's how she met her husband.
No. Cause he's a little bumpy for me.
Her husband?
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. No. On the show.
Oh, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about her real life.
Oh, okay. Cause I was like, I can't stand him.
I kind of like that man. Okay, so we can talk about that in here. But I kind of like, her real life husband.
Yeah, absolutely.
She went up to him in Nordstrom, she said, and so she said, "Oh, you look handsome," and that's literally how they started talking.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something about Nordstrom.
Mm-hmm.
You can fall in love with Nordstrom. Mm-hmm. I've gotten a lot of men
in Nordstrom,
and so I remember I dated this Italian soap star.
Ooh.
Working at Nordstrom back in the day, and so because you gotta look nice for work. But
another thing, you have to look nice. You have to look approachable. Take your bonnet off.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That. Yep. But and then I ended up dating one of my clients from Nordstrom. He was older, like I said, he had kids, but they were much older.
Okay.
And but it is just really putting yourself out there. And like I said earlier, is it something that you really, really want? And I'm a person, and I think the issue that I have with the internet, and I'm cool with you want to slide into somebody's DMs or whatever. I'm cool with that. But I'm a person that craves that attention and that physical touch and, meeting people. Because I always said, when I've tried to do online dating, I said, I want to walk down the street and meet somebody. Mm-hmm. I think that's possible. And I
believe it is too.
Yeah, and I think that if people, because we've allowed this crutch to be created through the internet, where
it was COVID. I think after COVID, when no one was going outside, we relied so much on the internet.
But I would say, at least in my world, it was a lot of that before.
Really?
On the phone and, the amount of hours we spend on our phones. Especially in a place like LA, it was like that. And I was the one, all my girlfriends, they had dating apps.
Okay.
And I'm like, why? I'm that girl that's like, why? And they were meeting weird people. I have a friend, he did end up getting married. He met a girl on Bumble.
Okay.
But even still, because I know that's the one where women have to make the move first.
That's true.
But I was like, that's just not for me. I just wanted something different. And everybody's lives looks different. Everything, what everybody wants is different, right? But I think at the end we all want love. And so I think
everybody
it's about
love.
Yes, but I think it's about that openness that we talk about and understanding that some people and what we're used to and how we're conditioned and trained as women.
It's true.
It doesn't necessarily look like that because we have been sold a dream.
I think a lot of times for women, we want, like you said, the traditional, he came up to me and he saved me and now we're all together. But it's just not going to look like that. Not now. Because you have to think about the dynamic of what we have. Women make more money than men. Mm-hmm. Not only that, then you have a lot of men who, how can I say this? I don't want to call y'all. Some of them don't have as much confidence.
Oh yeah.
So therefore, you need to be able to approach him because it's a lot of Me Too going on. So it's not I want to say that men has it easy. I'm not saying that or hard, What I'm saying is, it's a lot of Me Too going on. So he may approach you, and then somebody may get offended, and then you offend the other lady's offended, and he just probably wants to buy you a drink. It's like a lot of things that have to go into play that they have to think about.
Yeah, I think it's about mindfulness as a whole and transparency. And so, and one of the things I was speaking to my mother about while I was here, I don't know, I need y'all to stay off of YouTube, okay? And I want y'all to stay on YouTube because I want y'all to subscribe to our pages so we can be monetized and make all this money. But, understanding what's real and fake. And so somehow we started talking about Will Smith and Jada and then the Chris Rock thing. And I was like, I think this stage, I'm like, and I'll explain why. And I told her why, but I said, he's nasty. Don't no man want his woman to sleep with. I say, but she's older, patriarchal views, white supremacy, misogyny goes into a lot of the things that our parents think and how they respond to a lot of the stuff in modern day. And I said, what's missing here is a lack of transparency. And I said, because we get caught up in those traditional views and values, people are realizing that doesn't work for them. And so they are creating their own tradition.
Their own reality.
And it works for them. I said, you'd be surprised. There are a lot of people and a lot of your favorite people that have open relationships. That are poly. But they have tight-knit NDAs and they mess with people that also kind of have something to lose. And so it's a, win-win situation for each person involved for the most part. But that's just the reality because people are doing what works for them. And I think that a lot of people have to understand that. Like, what is tradition? What is it that you like about tradition? Is it the fact that it's the monogamy? Is it the courtship? All these different things, these values. So, or when you're talking to friends, like, is it a flex for you? Or is it just that you like A, B, and C, and it has to be A, B, C, and it can't be C, D, A?
Okay, you mentioned two things that I don't want to forget. So basically, sometimes I feel like women are out here and they don't know what they want.
They don't.
And that makes dating difficult if you don't know what you want.
I had a girlfriend one time. I said, can you tell me, I said, minus the physical. Because everybody wants somebody that they deem attractive. I said, give me 5 traits
that you
want in your partner.
Or not even like you want, but need.
Yes.
Because it's something different. Like, of course, like, I want a man with $1 billion. I need somebody with 2. No, I'm saying.
and in this day and age, that's not enough. Because you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But but as far as those characteristics, she really could not list them, and it took her a while. And so, she turned and asked me, I said, I want somebody that's God-fearing, that's loving, that's caring, that's honest, and that provides a level of safety and security. And that also, when you say safety and security, for me, yes, that's financial, but when I say safe, when I'm with you, I can relax.
Turn my brain off. I want to feel safe when I'm with you, so I can turn my brain off. My favorite statement is making my way downtown. That's exactly how I want to be when I'm with you. I want to be like, we're going here. Make a left for you. Like, I literally want to be that. But also safe enough to be my true self.
Yes.
But also safe enough that when we're at home and comfortable enough that you're not going to talk about me for, I don't know, quoting my favorite television show for 17 times in a row. Just things like that. Everybody has perks and weird things. But, I'm not going to feel like I cannot show my real self because I'm not safe in the relationship.
Absolutely. And I think the other part of that dynamic too is just, supportive. Because you got all those things and somebody's not supportive of you, they they make you feel small. And that's
how supportive are you to that person? Yeah,
but it goes both ways, and that's what we talk about. People, like mirroring you, being equally yoked, and understanding what that really means. Because I think when we talk about, we see different discourse surrounding relationships online, when we talk about oh, women aren't feminine enough, and they say that particularly about us, and I'm like, have you done anything that allows that woman to rest in her feminine? Do you know how to lead? You know, like they always say, black women, women, y'all don't want to be submissive. Do you know how to lead?
So here's the thing, I gotta stop you right there. So here's probably where we're gonna bump it.
Okay.
So the feminine part, so for me, and it took me a long time, so yes, you want somebody that will help you rest your feminine, but also you want to be so secure in your own feminine that you really don't need anybody to help you rest in your feminine.
Exactly. So when I say it from that perspective, because we get to refer to as
we do.
And quite often,
and aggressive.
Yeah, but
alpha.
it's like, but also it's when I say being able to rest, it's like, are you able to see that and be like, oh shoot, let me take that off our plate, and so that there's that yin and yang, the balance in relationships. And so I think that another thing that happens with people and when we're dating, it's that honesty. And asking the tough questions up front. We waste a lot of time with small talk. I hate small talk.
I can't stand small talk. Okay, so you are. I hate small talk.
I hate small talk.
I don't want to know like what you ate the other day. I don't need to know that. But the funny thing is that when you ask more protruding questions about that person, then you're able to see how their personality is in that question and the way they answer.
Girl.
So you want to ask questions like, in St. Louis, I hate this, but what middle school did you go to?
What high school you went to? Well, see, and I think I don't mind per se, just because I think it's us trying to find common ground, like familiarity.
But also sadness though. Where you bust out? Did your parents pay for private schooling? Okay. Were you in a nice public area?
I never thought about it like that. I always thought about trying to maybe find somebody in common, and then that can be like,
or like, okay, I got you.
Yeah.
That can be like our conversation starter. Mm-hmm. Oh, I know somebody who went there. Oh, okay, y'all got you. Yeah. But it's also used like, where you staying? Yeah. Like, how are you as a person? I went to Catholic schools, but I grew up in the city, so it also looks at that. It's a lot of people who grew up in the city who was bused out. Yeah. To South County schools. Yep. So you got to think about that as well. Like, were you seen when you was in high school? Because if you're like the only black person in a predominantly white school, that's what those questions helps you see the type of personality and the characteristics that person has developed.
Absolutely. I think also, like you said, understanding, but also on the flip side, it's also men have to also really understand what they want and what kind of partner they need as well. Because is it somebody, like we said, are you trying to control the narrative? Are you trying to have that cage bird where, and then you get to frolic around and do these different things? Or are you really genuinely looking for a partner?
So here's what I saw online. Men, and this is not all men, so I have to say that, but you're right, what type of woman that they want? Like, have they figured out the type of woman that they want? Because some men will go for that it girl, but it's not the type of girl that suits them, and it's not the type of girl that they want. They will go for the one that everybody deems as conventionally pretty, the one that everybody thinks, oh man, she a catch. But it ain't the one you like though. Yeah. So it's not necessarily she's the one for you. She's probably the one for someone else, but she's not the person that you need to be pursuing.
Yeah. So. And that's true. And also, and in that, it is wasting somebody's time.
It's wasting somebody's time. Yeah. And wasting your time. Yeah. And I'm a big believer on moving out the way so your person can come through or that person can come through, and you don't want to waste no one's time.
Yeah. It's so wild, like and crazy to think about things like that. But people, those are things that you genuinely have to really think about. And because you have people thinking that they're stand-up partners or stand-up people, and I'm like, You kind of trash. Because it's like how when you think about what time you think about
people who think they're good people, and it's like, you an asshole for real.
Because like think about what Tasha said to Lawrence.
Okay.
She was like, you know, like you pretty much like you this fuck nigga, and you are masking it because you're like a nice guy, like wrapped up in this nice guy, and that's what it was.
That's exactly what it was.
Yeah, and so that happens quite often when we meet people, or you'll meet a nice guy, he has, you know, all these things going for himself, and he's leading with money, and then, which is like also kind of like could be a form of love bombing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, then you're confused as to why women only see you a certain way or want things from you, and it's like, well, you live with your pocketbook instead of your, you know, like your heart
or intention.
Yeah. And understanding that, so it's like that just like how you were intentional when it came to your career,
mm-hmm.
and you wanted your sports car and all this stuff. The same thing goes for dating, and it's understanding that. And a lot of us, and I know that we are all in some way, and I'm not gonna say broken because broken is such a harsh word, but we got our baggage.
We have baggage.
And so it's like, you have yours, I have mine, and then we're trying to come together and
I'm trying to
figure
think
it out.
of another word besides broken.
Yeah,
but
I don't want to say baggage. We have our things.
I like baggage, but
Stuff.
Everybody's fragile. Everyone is fragile, and it just depends on, are you fragile like a bomb or are you fragile like a flower?
No, that's true. And it's like the figuring out, okay, how are we gonna make this work? What is it that we need
mm-hmm.
in order for this relationship to work?
Yeah.
And I think that's an honest and like tough conversation to have.
I think so too. I think a lot of times when we come talk about women and their fantasy, right? So also what I've learned is that sometimes when we have relationships and you get past the dating and all the jazz, a lot of it now, once you got past that and you got along with somebody, that's a choice. You're making a choice to be with that person, to figure it out, to have those tough conversations. And sometimes you don't want to put in the work.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't want
That's
to.
why I said, do you really want
Do you? Exactly. Do you really want it? Because a lot of times it's not kismet. It's not this magical moment that you had. Everything is not. Everything is not this magical moment. It's like, do you want it? Or are you making the choice to go get it?
Absolutely.
Like you have to make the choice to be intentional about your life in general. So, okay, so we talked about dating and everything like that, right? Mm-hmm. So just think about your career. Just think about my career. I was very intentional in what I wanted and how I got it, right? Like, I was calling people. I was like emailing like, hey, I can do this. Like, I can do that. Da-da-da-da-da. Like, negotiating everything. Very intentional, very intent because I wanted it. And I think a lot of times when people don't deem relationships like, I don't want to say like a job, but kind of like an interview. Mm-hmm. Because you are interviewing for a person that's going to be in your life. So why would you want to, like, you know, just take anybody?
Because a lot of people, what happens too is in that realm of, like when we talk about people and their personalities, they show up as representatives of themselves. And then the wolves get pulled back. Mm-hmm. And that's why I said, like, you have to listen and ask. And my mom has like this saying that she always tells us, she's been telling us our entire life, which is eyes and ears open, legs and mouth closed. Mm-hmm. And that'll help you navigate, you know, dating in different scenarios. And so it's funny because, you know, like a guy or somebody says somebody switched up on them, and they're asking me for advice. I was like, I don't know what to tell you because you see this crazy? I'm like this all the time. So I'm just myself, and I'm like, but I also understand the level of, you know, confidence and authenticity that was instilled in me at a very, very young age.
Exactly.
And so I'm like, this is bomb. You don't get all of this. And so I think that a lot of people we do have work to do, you know, as far as that, because trust me, I'm not perfect. Like I'm far from it, but it's just understanding and being able to work and recognize where I fall short and also nurture those areas too, because, like I said, I lead with love. I don't get it right all the time. But being able to be the best, not only best person I can be, because I have to be that first, but being able to be that for my partner.
Yeah, okay, so here's my other thing, just to turn. So what are some questions that you think that women should ask on those for 1 to 3 encounters? Not the small talk questions. Okay.
So, and this is crazy. Y'all gonna laugh at me.
I'm gonna write these down because we're gonna put these in the caption.
Because like I said, when we talk about intention, so what if are you just dating? Are you looking for something long term? You should, that should be asked on first date. And I'm gonna tell you this: if you're a woman, if you want kids, do you want kids? Don't be dealing with somebody that's finicky. He's not sure. You're wasting your time.
You are wasting your time.
You're wasting your time.
You are wasting your time. Yes, I know it's a lot of miracles, and I had a baby at 45.
No, and that
ain't everybody's story.
That's everybody's story. And I remember I dated. Oh my God, he was so beautiful. I had my Portuguese boyfriend girl, and he was at that age. I was like late 20s, mid to late 20s, and he was in his early 40s. He didn't want kids. He had a niece and a nephew in Portugal. He was cool with that. He did not want to be a father, had no interest in that. And down the line, I realized that was something that I could not, and I would say down the line, it wasn't like we were a year or two in. Some months down the line, I was like, I'm not trying to budge on that. And I stopped dating him, and I told him that. And then he, came back around, begged for me to come back, and we tried to start. And I was like, Eduardo, you don't want children. And I want a kid. And I'm not going to waste your time, and I'm not going to waste mine. Yeah. I'm not going to keep kicking you. And I know you really like me, and I really like you. But
it is too many relationships. It is too many marriages that are ending in divorce because one partner wanted children, the other partner didn't want children. And sometimes they have kids, and it's the worst thing ever. And then sometimes they don't have children, and the woman feels, or the man feels slighted.
Yeah, they resentful.
Yeah.
So I don't want to feel like that in, any aspect of my life. So I think it's understanding that, I ask about family health.
Oh, that's a great one.
I ask always about family health. Do you have a history of cancer, high blood pressure, diabetes, things like that? Because we have to appropriate, if we are going to.
Hi, we are going to pick up with part 2 of Womanology of Dom and I discussing more about what these dates do. Women come to the front, making sure you are asking the perfect questions so you can pick the partner that's suitable for you. Remember, it's all about love, love, love. Everybody need love. See you again. Bye.